Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Daniel with Admin's Campsite. So today I want to go ahead and do a discussion video in reference to servant leadership. So servant leadership is a leadership philosophy in which the goal of a leader is to serve and helps people develop as highly and as possibly. So that's pretty much what a servant leadership is in short terms. There's a lot of definitions out there pertaining to leadership. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about leadership is in reference to this subject was it's not always about trying to create the good product, trying to provide a product. It's really about the people, right? Making sure to trust our employees. We got to trust individuals in order to make the company the best it could be. So I've always emphasized empathy and effort when it goes into, being a leader. With that, that's where trust comes in, right? When you have empathy, when you have that main effort that you're putting into people, what you get back from those individuals from your hard work and being there is that trust from individuals. So in the military, we have ranks. Now, for me, as a senior enlisted retiree, I always saw a rank as more responsibility to take care of others. It's not about money. I'm getting more money or I'm getting this and that. It's always about you've been given responsibility in order to be in a position to help more people. And it's a hard job, it's a hard job as a servant leader. Dig in and find out what's going on with your, employees or your, soldiers, your warriors, get to know them in order to provide whatever they need. With that said, I found this video that emphasizes what I just said. If you don't know Simon Sinek, he's a servant leader, and he provides all kinds of videos. He has books out there, and I just want to go ahead and share this video with you to emphasize what I was saying. But I hope you enjoy it, and let's go ahead and check it out.
Trusting teams. I went on a business trip to Las Vegas, and they put me up at the Four Seasons out there, which is a beautiful hotel. And one of the reasons it's a wonderful hotel is not because of the fancy beds. Any hotel can buy a fancy bed. The reason the Four Seasons is a fantastic hotel is because of the people who work there. That when you roam the halls and somebody says hello, you get the distinct feeling that they wanted to say hello, not that they were told to say hello.
Yep.
We're highly tuned social animals. We can tell the difference. It's like we can always tell when someone's working on commission, right? You can kind of feel it, right? We can tell the difference when somebody's genuinely being friendly or not.
Yes, we can.
They happen to have a coffee bar in the lobby there at the Four Seasons in Las Vegas, and one afternoon I went and bought myself a cup of coffee. And there was a barista working that day named Noah. Noah was funny and engaging, charming. I spent far too long standing there buying my cup of coffee because I just so enjoyed talking to Noah. So, as is my nature, I asked Noah a question. I said, "Do you like your job?" And without skipping a beat, Noah said, "I love my job." Now, in my line of business, that's significant because like is rational. I like the people I work with, I like the job, I like the challenge, I get paid well, I like my job. Love is emotional. It's a higher order connection. Do you love your wife? I like her a lot, right? There's a difference. Noah said, "I love my job." My ears perked up. He has an emotional connection to this company. This is interesting. So I immediately follow up and I said, "Tell me specifically what the Four Seasons is doing that you would say to me you love your job." Without skipping a beat, Noah said that throughout the day, managers will walk past him and ask him how he's doing, ask him if there's anything that he needs to do his job better. Not just his manager, any manager. And then he also said, "I also work at Caesar's Palace. And there, the managers walk past us and catch us when we're doing things wrong and make sure that we're making the numbers and performing. And there I like to just keep my head below the radar and get through the day and collect my paycheck." He said, "Only at the Four Seasons do I feel I can be myself." This is the exact same human being. And yet the customer service experience that we would have meeting him at one hotel or the other will be profoundly different, not because of the person, but because of the leaders, because of the leadership environment in which he's been asked to work. I get this question all the time. Simon.
We'll go ahead and pause there. So, yeah, I mean, it all starts with the leadership, right? And how they provide that culture within. And I strongly agree with this. If people feel that you don't care about them, or, you're just doing things just because you're checking a box, people know exactly why people are doing something. And a lot of times it's based off of the effort. People do more than what they need to do. Well, then that kind of illustrates to me that, they're actually, going above and beyond what they need to do, right? But if someone's just saying, hi, how you doing? Like, really, it's just a check the box, right? But if you go to the extent where, you start talking to an individual and you start, because time is valuable. And when you share your time, valuable time with someone, people know and they understand that. So that's kind of why I think, I believe that's exactly what he's talking about, and it creates that trust. But anyway, let's get back to the video.
How do we get the most out of our people? They're not a towel. We don't wring them out to see how much we can get out of our people. It's a flawed question, which means we're going to get flawed answers. The correct question is, how do we create an environment in which our people can work at their natural best?
Yep.
And the answers will be profoundly different. If you do not have trusting teams, what you do have is a group of people who show up to work every single day lying, hiding, and faking. Remember, a trusting team is when people feel safe. It's a trusting team is when people feel they can be vulnerable amongst their own. They can raise their hand and say, I made a mistake. Or, you've promoted me to a position where I don't really know what to do. I think I need more training. Or I'm having troubles at home and it's affecting my work. Or I'm scared. Or I need help. Without any fear of humiliation, without any fear of retribution. In fact, they say these things with confidence that their leader, their boss, their colleagues will rush to them to support them. If you do not have trusting teams, what you have is a group of people who show up to work every day who will hide mistakes for fear of getting in trouble. They will not admit that you promoted them to a position and they actually have no clue what they're doing. They're going to just keep faking it. They would never tell you that they're suffering undue stress because of something that's happening at home and that it's affecting their work. They're not going to tell you that they're scared, and they're definitely not going to ask for help for fear that they'll find themselves on some short list for the next round of redundancies. And eventually, cracks will show up, and eventually the organization will break. Not because of the people, but because of the leaders leading those people.
Wow.
We know what this looks like in the extreme. I'm sure you all remember a couple of years ago, United Airlines had an incident where they dragged a paying customer off their aircraft with a broken nose, broken teeth, and a concussion.
Wow.
I feel sorry for every single member of that crew because 100% of them knew that that was the wrong thing to do, but none of them spoke up. None of them intervened because they feared getting in trouble more than doing the right thing. They did not work on trusting teams. This was not an anomaly. This was a steady build over the course of years that eventually culminated in an event like that. I was witness to a scene that played out years before with United Airlines that gave a flag that something was wrong. A scene played out in front of me as I was preparing to board a plane where one of the passengers attempted to board the aircraft before their group number was called, which, as you all know, is a serious crime. And that is exactly how the gate agent treated this passenger. Step aside, sir. I haven't called your group yet. Please step aside and wait till I call your group, is how she talked to a paying customer.
Man.
And so I spoke up. I said, why do you have to talk to us that way? Why can't you talk to us like we're human beings? And she looked me in the eye and said, sir, if I don't follow the rules, I could get in trouble or lose my job. What she revealed to me is that she does not feel safe in her own organization. Her leaders do not trust her to do the job for which she's been trained to do. And guess who suffers? Company, customer, and her. Leadership is a lifestyle, and the purpose of that lifestyle is to produce teams who take care of each other, who love each other, and feel valued and valuable in the organization where they work. That is your job.
Nice. Yeah, so like he said, responsibility of others and taking care of them and, leading them the right way. Just recently I was at a rental car. They had a long line, and this person, I'm sure the manager for the little cubicle rental, was by himself with an individual and had a shortage in personnel. So they were working, and everyone that was in line understood the situation. But the problem was that the systems, renting the vehicles and stuff like that, kind of created a issue. There was so many flaws pertaining to the system when you rented a vehicle. Like your reservation wasn't good. They will give you a different vehicle, and it was just terrible. And these individuals that were working there, that they're not responsible for the system, so they're getting all this backlash from the customers and stuff, and they're shorthanded already. So there was a lot of things going on, translated to the employee kind of snapping back at the customers, and it was just a horrible situation that that happened on my last trip. But regardless, that's what happens when you don't take care of your employees or your those you're actually leading. You got to make sure that you take care of them and you ask them what they need in order to provide the best service as possible for your customers or anyone out there. So I just wanted to go ahead and talk about this. Hopefully it helped you out. I'm a huge Simon Sinek fan. There's these 3 books he has right now: Start with Why, Find Your Why, and Eaters Eat Last. There's also a small book, I believe, out there that he created as well. But regardless, thank you so much for joining me on this content piece. Please don't forget to subscribe, like this content, and I catch you on the flip side.